Everyone, greetings for the day. So today we are going to see something about call, apply and bind. So we are going to look at call, apply and bind. So I'm going to give you a small example. Say for instance, I'm going to create an object called person, and this person I'm going to have several properties. Name, which I'm going to set it to John, and then I'm going to set the age to maybe 23, and then I'm going to set get person name, which is a function, and this function I'm going to log the value of the name. So usually remember one thing, all this call, apply and bind will play on this keyword specifically in JavaScript. Probably I'll put a new video for this keyword. So probably let me get the person name here. So the person name is, so you can see I'm going to get the name, this dot name, right? So now I'm going to call this function person dot get person name, and when you see in the console you can see the person name is John, which is successfully printed. And now we will have one more person, which is person 2, which is equal to name can be Matthew, and then age I'm going to set it to maybe 25, and then so we have a person 2, and now we want to get the person name even in this object. One way is obviously to replicate this function here, and then obviously we'll get the name, but that is against our principle. We cannot repeat the function once again. So here in where we use the keyword called bind. So I'm going to bind this function and then add person 2 as a reference. So yeah, so this is where the person 2 will be there. So now in person 2 what happens, you can see here this, remember one thing, bind always returns a function. Okay, so this will be a function. Either you can store let result equal to, you can store like this, or you can store it and call it here so that you will be able to see the person name is Matthew, or you can execute it right away here itself. Even then you get the right output, because until here which will return a function, and then you are calling a function, obviously it will print. So here you can see in this bind method we are binding the person 2 object to the person 1 dot get person name. So this keyword now points to the person 2 object. That's the reason you will be able to see Matthew here. So here we have one more case. So you can pass the last name here. You can pass the last name, and probably you can print the last name here. You can have the last name, and then probably here you can pass like Matthew Murphy, and you'll be able to see the person name is Matthew Murphy here. Also, instead of giving this, you can just call this a result of, and then you can pass this Murphy also. This works quite one and the same. Just to simplify, I have shown you guys in only one line. So this will be a short and sweet example. So this is an example for bind. So other thing is apply and call. So now I'm going to show you some example for call. So now I'm going to use the same example, get person name dot call, which will not return a function, it will directly execute it. So when I give person 2 object, you'll be able to see Matthew, and since we did not pass the last name, it gives undefined here. So when I provide a secondary parameter called Murphy, you'll be able to see the same output which we got for bind, right? And one more example like you can have any number of parameters here. You can have n number of parameters. Let me come back to that once again. So now let me also show you guys about the apply method. I can have the apply method. So once I use apply, the same parameters what I'm using here, I have to provide it in an array. That's it. That's a prime difference between call, apply and bind. So as I already said, I can provide any number of parameters, like I can provide first name, last name, and maybe the age. Age can be from here, or age you can pass it also from here, from the external. When you give this dot age, so this age will be picked up, or the respective person's age will be picked up. So I can provide, this dot age. So now you will be able to see 25. So if I remove this keyword, I have to pass it here in the array. I have to pass it 23. You can see it is directly being executed. Or if I use the call method, I have to pass it as a secondary parameter. I can pass it something like 23. And the same thing when I use bind, I can pass it here itself like 23. This will result in these things. So possibly I hope you understood, guys, about what is call, apply and bind. What's the difference between them and how it is being used. And now one more thing which I would like to tell, while using the new keyword, I'm going to call the person dot get person name, and I'm going to now it says John undefined. So I can give John Smith and give 23. So you can see the person name is John Smith and the age is 23. And now pay close attention to this, guys. So when I use new operator, you can see that this becomes undefined, and the last name and age which we are passing it here, only these displays, because when you use the new keyword, this will point to the new object. All the reference of this will be reset. That's the reason this shows. So this is a short video about call, apply and bind. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you so much. Bye.